Hi everyone, I'm Motaz from DeepView here. I am excited to demo our AI resilient demand planning app for Microsoft Dynamics and Azure Marketplace. And the app is a SaaS offer. When you come to our dashboard, you'll see these three buttons in the initial screen. So initial setup, and then the AI decisioning flow, and then the planning, or as some people call it, the control tower flow, which will allow you to analyze the performance. In the initial setup, you will be asked a questionnaire about the shock scenarios you care about and so forth. I won't click through that now in the interest of time. And then you'll be asked to upload two files, the historical data set, which is actual orders and so forth. And we definitely recommend weekly cadence, as we have enough data points for the AI to learn from, and also a forecast file, which is also weekly cadence preferred, right? So please avoid doing monthly cadence. So basically, you will upload those two files, but I have done that in the past, so I just won't upload them now. Or actually, I will upload them. So here is the historical data file is this weekly US motor oil. And then the forecast is the forecasted weekly, right, up to April, which is from Dynamics or your own homegrown file and so forth. When you click proceed, what will happen in the background is we will validate these data sets, we will run statistical analysis on them, and we'll ensure that, in fact, the forecast is matching the cadence of the historical data and so forth. I've done that obviously in the past. So, and then you'll get an email notification. Okay, your data is good. We're gonna be training, and you will be notified when your agent is ready. Then essentially, now you can test the flow using the train model, right? So in this case, you can see that you're going to choose a shock scenario or normal. Of course, you came to us for shock scenario and resilience, so you likely choose one of these. And so far, these are the initial ones in the initial release. So reduction in consumer spend by 20%. Of course, this impacts the demand for all fast-moving consumer goods. So I'm going to choose that agent. And I would choose that the shock actually starts in March, essentially, and this is the decisioning. Actually, I will make it start in April since we're at the end of April, right? And now you've typically uploaded a data set that may have ended in January or February, but now we're basically April has ended. So we actually ask you for the latest actuals file, not incremental, from at least a year, right? So basically you would upload from March of 2023 till March of 2024, right? And I will also increase the forecast horizon to 16 weeks. So I will do that. I have a file here that says latest actuals up to February 16, right? All right. So then we click proceed. Now we're calling the API, received this 200 milliseconds. So it came back. And now indeed it is forecasting from first week of April, right? So 5th, 12th, 19th, and so forth. And it is up to end of May, right? And it is showing you the view's demand decision, right? Versus the forecasted demand, which is the baseline one from Dynamics or from your own company. And we're showing you the year-on-year percentage change for that week. That means the week of April 5th of 2024 versus the first week of April of 2023. You can see here that the baseline says 8,419. The views AI decision model says 9373, right? So they differ quite a bit. And we're going to analyze the performance of the errors, right, in the control tower here, right? So they are essentially always differing, right? They're never matching. Remember that the baseline forecast, whether it's XGBoost or ARIMA or whatever, it does not deal well with shock scenarios, right? Because when the shocks happen, they're very different than the training data, right? That's why these models get thrown off track when the shock happens. So now I will go back to the panel here to choose the planning view. And now again, I will choose the shock scenario with the 20% drop. And we will now analyze the performance of the model. And I don't want to go beginning of the year. I want to take from October onwards, right? Okay, so now we will do the weekly analysis. The detailed view here shows you the diffuse demand versus the forecasted demand, right? And the real percentage change versus the forecasted percentage change, right? So you can see here that real demand, for example, for October was 7,129. DView says 7,271, that's closer. The forecasted demand is 7,583, much higher, right? So 7,227 versus the real 7,086. The forecasted is 7,411, higher error again, right? And so forth. So you can see that we will be beating the forecasted demand. So let's go to the aggregate stats per week. And in the red bars are the error for the baseline forecast, and the blue, teal blue is the view, right? So 0.5% versus 3.95%. 10% here, it was way off, right? In this case for December versus 0.5%, and so forth. So now let's not just look at October to December and see if we can get into this year. When I look at February till maybe mid-April, sure if we have that much, let's see. Yeah, so basically the baseline again is 3.63. We're at 2%, 3.75, and we're at 2%, and so forth, right? And here is the worst case error, right? For the forecast versus the worst case error for view decide. They're at 4.58 for that week of February. We're at 2%, and so forth. So that's a quick tour of the Resilient Demand Planning app. We'll show you on the marketplace. Thank you.